Hi. So, here we are. We're coming out of a global pandemic, about a year and a half long, that we thought would maybe only be a few months at the most. And there's been a lot of stuff that we've been through. I have got some mixed feelings about coming out the other end of this and some of the stuff that I'm assuming you are also feeling. So, everything from feeling kind of naked without a mask after we've been wearing one for a long, long time, and just even the feeling of, am I doing something illegal if I get together with people and stand too close, or don't have the mask, or go somewhere or do something. Just those weird feelings. We worked from home, or the kids were homeschooled, and how is that going to change? How is life? Do we want to go back? Do they want to go back? Do, some don't? How can we be very understanding, very empathetic, and patient, and give people that space and grace who are in a different place than us? Maybe we want to feel like the hibernating hermit. We've been in our cozy little cocoon, and our friends are just like, woohoo, let's go socialize and celebrate, and let's get out there. And you're kind of like, I'm not really comfortable with that just yet. I'm just kind of liking lounging around, staying at home, not doing anything, lying low. Or maybe it's the flip. Maybe you're the one that wants to socialize, and you got some friends that don't. How can we be kind and considerate of them, and just mindful of that we're going to come out of this in different ways? And it's complicated. It might take a little while for us to warm up to one way or the other, and to this change. And yes, there will be gradual stages, and we will have time for that. But there's some stuff going on in our heads, and I mean, yeah, May is Mental Health Month, so there's been a lot of focus, but this is going to drag on through the summer as well. And just to understand, like, we're living differently than we were a year and a half ago, and we might want to just jump back in and grab that life that we had, and know that our world is going to be a little bit different now. How do we help our kids even adjust? For some of them, maybe they're only 5 or 10 years old, and a year and a half out of that life span is a huge amount. And a lot of them might, kids are more of the moment, and so they're really locked in. They don't really necessarily remember too much of pre-COVID lifestyle. How do we help them understand? Yeah, it's okay now to hug or play with your friends close by, or not wear a mask, or go to sports, go to all those things. Speaking of those things, we haven't really been having to get the kids ready for school, make lunches all the time, or run them to their sports or their music, and we're maybe feeling a little bit like, geez, I wish we didn't have to go back to doing all that stuff, and then feel guilty that they haven't had it, and I shouldn't be feeling this way. And we're beating ourselves up for crap like that too. So really, we need to take a collective breath and just pace ourselves back out of this. We're going to feel like we got some kind of shaky post-COVID legs to walk out into our altered world with. And how are we coping with that? We've maybe even changed where we live to accommodate working and schooling from home. We've maybe got in touch with our rural roots and started gardening and baking, and got chickens and a dog, and all the things. It's just, there's a lot of adjustment, and there's the awkward things as well. There's the stuff that has suffered, whether it was our business or we've seen businesses that have failed or are faltering. What about our friendships and our relationships with our family too, or whoever it might be that had a different opinion than you about some of the stuff that we faced and had to go through? The pro-vaccine, anti-vaccines, the ones who didn't want to isolate, or just all the things that we didn't agree on. And that was okay, where it's okay that we don't agree. But those relationships have definitely taken a hit and have suffered some. So, how do we step past those and reestablish them, or Maybe it just told us that we're too different, and we will have changed. It's okay. It's okay that we've changed. It's okay that we've learned some stuff about ourselves. We've changed our priorities. We've changed how we're living. Our comfort levels are a little bit different, and that could change again once we get back out of it. And I think if we can just give ourselves some grace to let that happen. You don't have to stay stuck in a thought or a position that you held or an opinion that you held. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to have others change their mind. Allow that. We're kind of expanding and growing. We're testing. This is something most of us have never faced before in our lifetime. So I think just being flexible and just being kind and patient and understanding, and it's okay, even with yourself. Don't feel like you have to stay really stuck in a thought or a feeling. We're figuring out as we go along. So I am gathering people's stories from the time that we first heard rumors of this coronavirus, COVID-19. We started hearing some rumors about it, didn't really take it maybe too serious, and then it started affecting our lives. I would love to have your story included in my collection, and I'm going to publish this as a book or multiple books, depending how many stories we get. I want to include your experience in everything from when you first heard about it through all the lockdowns, restrictions, regulations, isolations, all of that. The good, the bad, the ugly. There has been good that has come out of it. We've learned more about ourselves and others. We've learned compassion and understanding, and we've learned maybe where we stand on certain things. So there's been good and bad. And then I want to hear those stories right through the reopening, how we're feeling with getting back to life post-COVID. And I really want your story included in this. And you might be ready to just be so over it. Every conversation that you've had for at least the last year has included something to do with COVID, and you just are ready to be so over it and not talk about it anymore. But the funny thing is, we will want to remember some of those details down the road, months, years from now, generations from now, and share that with, reread it ourselves, revisit it, and go, wow, I lived through that. This was my experience. And if we capture those now while it's still fresh in our mind and we're still experiencing some of that, now's the time to capture that and get it saved and collected so that we have it when we are ready to revisit it again and to share that with others. Please consider this. Please consider joining me in these collections and having your story as part of this, because everybody's perspective is unique. It's special. It's you. It's all about you. What did you experience? And it's different from what I experienced, and your neighbor and your kids and your friends. So please consider messaging me, comment below, let me know that you're on board, that you want to jump in and be part of this. And I just welcome you, and I can't wait to hear what your experience is is going to be as we go through this. Please be a part of this. I just would love to include it. Okay, now I'm just rambling. So message me, DM, comment, whatever. Let's do this. Take care, stay well, be happy. You're amazing, you're strong, you got through this, and we're in this together.